Alright, we have another Midrange Shaman game here from October. It's in the high ranks, and I want to show you this match because the opponent's deck was very interesting. It was new to me, at least at that point. It's somewhat popular, you will get to see it. And yeah, interesting match. So, I'm up against a warrior. Obviously you want to keep the Tunnel Chalk in the beginning against every deck, because that's your only one drop.
Greetings, friend.
I play the Tunnel Chalk. Sadly he has the answer with a Fire Warwicks, but what do you do about it? Not much. Here, there's not really a point in playing the Blood Mage Thralls, in my opinion. It's pretty nice keeping that card in case you get the Spirit Claws. And producing a totem against a warrior is always pretty good, because it's very awkward for the warrior to deal with your totems. He doesn't really have small things to attack them, and he doesn't really want to use the charge of the Fire Warwicks. So just keep producing more totems. Eventually, you might get the 1/1 totem to annoy him a little bit. The Maelstrom Portal is not that strong, sadly, against warrior. He's just armoring up, and I continue to play totems. No, I'm not. I'm producing more totems. I'm not playing the thing from below, because, yeah, one thing against warriors really, there's no urgent need to rush into it, because turn 5 he can just brawl, you know. So just play your threats slowly, and prefer cards like Azure Drake, who refill your hand. And it's in this situation it looks like the Azure Drake is pretty tough for him to deal with, because it's a taunt totem in the way, and he just has a Fire Warwicks that would just deal 3 damage, so looks pretty good to me here playing the Azure Drake. Against warrior you really want to keep constant pressure. So it's arguably that my pressure was so far pretty low, because the totems didn't deal any damage to him. But I didn't really have like a better option, in my opinion. Like the 1-mana creatures from the Maelstrom Portal don't really pressure a warrior that much. And here the Fire Elemental is a really nice play. So he gets Emperor Thorazone. That's interesting here. It's actually a kind of key card for him in his deck. I kind of would like to play the Thunderbuff Valiant here, but since he didn't brawl yet, I'm thinking he might still hold off with the brawl. So I decide to just use a Maelstrom Portal and my weapon. That's an effective way to deal the 5 damage to the Emperor Thorazone. And this board here might be threatening enough for him to brawl. But sadly he has the Shield Slam to answer my Fire Elemental. So still no need for him to brawl. So now I decide to go for the Thunderbuff Valiant to put another threat out. This is actually a huge mistake here. I didn't realize that I couldn't buff my totems. I was like, oh yeah, I can. No, I can't. I did have the space obviously, but I didn't realize that I had 4 totems already on the board. So yeah, that's a horrible mistake here. I should never play the Thunderbuff Valiant here. You can consider either playing the Flame Elemental into his face, playing the Flame Tongue Totem, or playing the thing from below. I would not play more than 1 threat here in this situation, because he might still hold the brawl. So there comes the Fool's Bane. Pretty interesting and pretty effective in this situation. I don't really have a good answer. Hair's not in my hand. I keep on producing the totems. And here I'm thinking that the thing from below might deal 10 damage to his face. And it might even be 14 here, if he really attacks that one twice with the Fool's Bane. I highly doubt that, but I'm thinking, yeah, that might be a good option. Sadly he has a slam. But he still takes 7 here, so not too bad.
Welcome to the Grand Tournament, champion.
So now I have a really nice answer with a flame element, with a fire elemental. But I also have the option to Maelstrom Portal here. I get Runic Egg, which is pretty bad here. No damage at all. And now when I see this play, I think in this point here I put way too much pressure on him. Because I have just 3 damage on the board and he's healing for 4 kinda every turn. So I should have played the Fire Elemental. And I don't even have a way now to kill my minions. So my board is just way too full. I did a mistake here. Pretty serious one. Especially playing against this kind of fatigue-ish deck. At this point I'm definitely sure that he's like a very hard control warrior, trying to fatigue me. So there comes the Brawl at least. I'm really surprised seeing him here playing the Brawl, because I think it's somewhat a mistake, because I cannot play minions, so I think he could just hold off of the Brawl. But anyways, he used the first Brawl, maybe that's a sign that he got the second Brawl in hand or something like that. I have a nice answer here for his minion. I immediately refill the board and I start to draw cards, which will in the end kill me. But at this point I don't clearly see his strategy coming up. Here's the second Shield Slam for the second Fire Elemental, which is pretty bad for me. But at least he doesn't have an answer for my thing from below. So I got the 1/1 totem, that's arguably the best one here. So since I'm dealing damage here, I return to him. I just keep the pressure coming and try to avoid the second Brawl. We are both pretty far into our decks, so it's very likely that he has the second Brawl. Here comes the second Fool's Bane, which is a very good answer here, and interestingly he also plays the card that makes him immune. Revenge is also coming. Pretty good here. And interestingly, notice here that he keeps my Culture Totem alive. So at this point I'm like, oh shit, his game plan is probably too deep. But yeah, not too much I can do about that at this point. I try to build up pressure really fast, and kill him as soon as possible. But this is obviously pretty tough against a warrior who's gaining 4 armor every turn and has still another brawl in his deck. So at this point here I'm like, okay, the Lightning Storm will probably never get any more value because he just doesn't play so many minions. He doesn't have minions in his deck, so that's why I decide to use my weapon for the face. I really want to kill him quickly and pressure him. So he has a bash here.
Elements guide me.
I just keep the pressure up. He's still gaining a shitload of armor. I apologize, by the way, for the small background noise that you might be experiencing. It's just a TV in my hostel. And people talking.
I'm almost out of cards.
So here comes Harrison Jones. That would be really nice to remove some of his Fool's Bane, but yeah, too late. At this point I'm even considering to hex my own Mana Tide Totem, which is probably an interesting play here. I just feel like that I don't build enough pressure up with that, playing the hex, so I decide that Harrison Jones is probably the most pressure, because I kinda want to keep the Thunderblood Valiant after he brawls again, but yeah. Here comes my last card. Now comes this wombo combo. Really interesting. The Violet Illusionist, Brand Round Spirit, and Cold Black Oracle. I haven't seen that before. That's very interesting because that makes sure that he himself doesn't die to fatigue first. And he has 2 Cold Light Oracles left. And that's the game. Thanks for watching, see you in my next video.